So Marissa, anything, any updates on the signs?
No updates for me on the signs, just because I haven't been sure how to proceed. I mean, at this point, I'm looking for a little bit of guidance as to whether the next steps would be to contact Randy Brown to see if the signs that we've designed so far would fit with the specifications that he mentioned. I don't know. What does everyone else think?
That sounds like a good step. Yeah, I guess we can't actually go ahead and order them until we find out about our budget, right? But
exactly, yeah.
But we can at least find out
how much they're going to cost. That's where we have to go through Randy to see how much these signs are going to cost with the reflectivity and all that things that we have to have. So if you could do that, that means, touch with Randy. He's still working. I'm sure he'd be happy to help you with that.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. So that will be on my to-do list. I will present the signs that I developed so far. And I think there were a couple that were clear favorites from the last time I had a meeting. So just in terms of clarity's sake and being a little bit bolder in design and lettering. So I can just run those by him and see what he thinks and can go from there.
And Joe can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the select board is promoting to have the signs be paid for by the Community Preservation Committee.
Correct.
We're looking to go in front of the CP Community Preservation Committee and request money for signs for all the town properties. Is that correct, Joe?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
So we'll be needing to help with that application, and that'll be, consist of having the amount of signs and how much they're going to cost, to have that presentation and hopefully have that ready for the next Community Preservation Committee meeting, which I think there isn't scheduled yet, but they probably will have a Zoom meeting in the near future, I would guess.
Okay. Now, if it's going to be CPC funds, maybe we don't need to wait till budgets are approved. I mean, do they have money?
Well, I think the selectmen are going to point us in that direction. That's my thought, right, Joe? Is that the select board's not looking to take this money out of any of their funds, that they're looking to get it from the CPA money.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. And do we know next item, the budget? Do we know anything about the budget yet? And do we know will there even be a town meeting?
We just lost Bert.
Oh, we did?
Oh, you're still there. Okay. I had the same request from the Conservation Commission, is to follow up on the Finance Committee meeting. So I sent off an email to the chair of the Finance Committee, asked them if they have appointed a liaison to the Conservation Commission, because that's what they normally do, is appoint liaisons to the different committees, commissions, and how we could get in touch with them and have a call or a talk with them to discuss the items in the budget. So if that's what you're looking for, I will do that tomorrow. Send off an email to the Finance Committee requesting a liaison contact, set up a meeting.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good. Yeah.
Let's see. See if we get you back in, Bert. You were in the waiting room. Let you in.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yep, there we are.
Okay, there we go. Turned off my phone so I don't get feedback.
And as far as the town meeting, Joe, do you have any update on that? That's still up in the air.
It's still up in the air. It will happen. Everything's getting pushed back, the elections and whatnot. But it has to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see Tammy is in the waiting room. We're letting Tammy join us. You there, Tammy?
I think Brett said he was going to join, didn't he?
Jack, did he say he was having problems, Brett?
Yeah, he said his phone is messed up. He's been having phone issues all week, and
Oh,
he's not going to be able to jump on today.
Well, we can keep on going until Tammy's trying to connect with her audio right now, but the farm brochure, is that the next thing on the agenda? Oh, it looks like Bert's.
Caught him touching his face.
Tammy, can you hear us?
I can. Can you guys
All
hear
right.
me?
We can hear you, yes.
Right.
We're just waiting for Bert's he must have a dial-up connection over at his house. I'm going to switch over to my desktop because we have the farm brochure. I was hoping that Brett would be here because he's supposed to be working on that. So this is the last farm brochure. And we had a lot of changes. Brett's gotten a lot of changes for us to do on it.
Yeah.
There's 2 pages. They were done in Photoshop, but this format was just thrown together. So Marissa, if you were willing to, try to make this look pretty, make it look nice, we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can contact Brett and get the updated information from him, and then I can start to develop like a layout on Photoshop or something.
Yeah.
It's like a graphic layout to see how it all fits. Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah, I don't know if we still want to do the trifold. It was 2-sided trifold.
Yeah, that might be easiest just in terms of printing and getting the most information on. I think so. Yeah, that would be
Easier
good.
as handouts too.
What's that?
Easier as a handout too, just to give them a brochure than.
Right, exactly. And it's easy to distribute as well if we were to give them to, to any local farms that might want to put some brochures on their table by checkout or something. So.
Hold on, Bert's trying to get in. Let's see.
Dennis, do you think that you could send me the existing Photoshop file, the one that you just showed us, so that
Absolutely, yeah.
we just have that, even if just as a starting point at least? That would be great to have. Thank you.
You back with us, Bert?
I am. Sorry about that.
What do you got, dial-up at your house?
No, I just have an old computer.
Oh.
We have a new one, but my wife has it and she's away for a couple days, so.
So we just shared the farm brochure that I'm going to give Marissa the Photoshop files that I have, existing ones, and she's going to try to make it look pretty. And
Okay, yeah, good.
Brett is getting he's been working on it. He's got a lot of current information on it, updates. So we should be able to work on that in our downtime here. That'll give us something to work on.
Yeah. I know last meeting, Brett had contacted every single farm there. He hadn't, didn't have information from every single one, but he had most of them. He did have information, so that's good.
And that's the census of the farms in town also? Is that being included? Is Brett doing that too?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm doing that.
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't made much progress yet. I want to, you said a lot of that information was in the open space plan that I need to get my hands on.
Yeah, well, I'd be happy to supply you with that.
Okay.
What
that on the
exactly are
town-
we collecting? Sorry, for the census. Just curious.
All of the
I'm sorry.
This would include all of the farms in Southwick, and we would have to look at what type of business they are, but we'd have a census of all what we consider active farms in Southwick, a list of that.
Right.
Try to compile
Right.
that for a while.
And which ones are APR and which ones may be interested in being APR, that kind of thing.
Let me show you the map I'm working on real quick. Here it is.
Because I was wondering if we even have a questionnaire yet developed of what we want to find in terms of answers from these farms, like so APR status and kind of. I guess.
Okay, the map you're looking at right now, it's a work in progress. I've gone and identified all APR properties in Southwick, which all have the red line around them, which means that they're in perpetuity. I've confirmed all of these APRs. If anybody sees anything that looks wrong, please let me know. It's a work in progress. Chapter 61, Chapter 61A, and Chapter 61B, I'm having Gene, because there are so many Chapter 61A properties in Southwick, I'm asking Gene to go through our list and compare it to this map to make sure that they are currently accurate.
I have a question about that. How does someone start the 61A process?
That you go through the assessor's office, and they put you in the program. It takes a while to get in the program, but if you meet the guidelines or parameters, which aren't very strict, you can get a pretty decent tax break on your property.
Okay.
And we can help you with that. We talked about that at our last meeting.
Yeah, I remember.
About helping the farmers to get into this program, because there are a few guidelines, a few time restrictions. And if we had everything, and who was it, Zach at the last meeting talked about going online, and there's a lot of information on there.
Yes. I didn't get too far with that though.
We could get that information, put direct link from the Agricultural Commission, right from their website, to the office of the Chapter Lands program. It'd probably be a really good thing to have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this map here, I can use any help we can get. It's got the APR 61, 61A, 61B. Then it lists all the different commissions and boards that have land in Southwick.
Mm-hmm.
And these are actually the managements of these particular lands. And it goes on to show other open spaces. The state of Massachusetts owns a big chunk of land here and up here in the corner. Westfield Waterworks owns a reservoir. West Springfield owns a big piece of land over here in Southwick. This is where their wells are.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And the other goes by Senior Housing Authority, and all these nonprofit groups. And at the very bottom, it shows which lands are protected in perpetuity and which ones are temporarily protected. This is the map that's going into our open space plan. It's been conditionally approved. It hasn't been unconditionally approved. We're still waiting for the ADA portion to be completed.
Mm-hmm.
But this is one map. The other map that we're working on, and this is more for the Open Space Committee, all the recreational lands in Southwick, open space recreational properties. We want to have these on the town website. It's be an active map where you can click on the parcel. Right here, you can see in the legend, it identifies different colors and patterns, which each one of these parcels is. You'll be able to click on either the parcel or this area here, come up with the times that they're open, when it's available, all the pertinent information, what you can and can't do on the properties. But we're working on that as we speak. That's another work in progress. I'd like to get that out sooner than later. So I've got a feeling people are going to be getting antsy to get outside, get some fresh air. We want to let them know where they can and where they can't go.
Yeah. There's just along those lines, there's a lot of people on the rail trail right now.
Yeah, I suppose as long as they're 6 feet apart, that's not a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think people are pretty, trying at least to pay attention to that, and even when they go to the dump, people are sort of dancing around each other.
Yeah, it's good to see people taking precaution.
Yeah. Yep. Can I, Dennis or Joe, if you're still on, if I have an appointment, can I get into town hall to look at those maps?
No, I could provide you with the maps on the computer. You don't need to. I can print them out. If you need them printed, then I can print them and drop them off at your house. But right now, we're trying to keep as many people out of town hall as possible.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. If you could do that, I'd appreciate it. That would be good.
You'd rather have a paper copy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe both. Maybe both, actually.
Yeah. I will send you the digital copy. When I get a chance, I'll print out a few paper copies and get one to you.
Okay. Very good.
I think we're at the APR tracking program. Is that what next?
Right. Yep. I don't know. Are there any updates with that? Any new?
Well, I don't think you ever got your letter to the select board, but I don't think it's necessary because the Conservation Commission got a letter to them and they approved the new APR tracking program that'll bring the percentage from 10% to 5% for the town's match for any upcoming APR properties. I sent off what we approved, sent that to Ron Hall, asked him to get back from the state to let us know that it's been verified and approved. Also asked Ron Hall to join us at our next meeting. I'd like to get him to talk to all the commissioners and tell them what the state thinks our role should be, and get some information from. And hopefully he can do a Zoom chat with us, and we could do it at any time at his convenience.
Sure. Yeah. I think you invited him by email, right?
Yeah.
But I wondered, do we need to wait another month to do that, or could we have a special meeting?
As long as we advertise it 48 hours in advance, put the agenda out 48 hours in advance, we can call a meeting whenever everybody's ready for it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, let's try to do that. Maybe even in a week or so. Based on what Ron's availability. Yeah, well,
Ron he doesn't answer my emails that often. They have expressed that before. It's very difficult for him to respond to me. Maybe if you could send him an email as the chair of the Agricultural Commission and say that, we've been trying to get in touch with you. Please give us some dates. You could do it over the Zoom, over the computer.
Yep.
And we can post that agenda, and that could be our next meeting.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'll do that. Yep. Very good. In terms of the plans for Farm Day, I'm just kind of keeping that on the agenda just so we'll not lose track of it. And we have talked in the past about, it's having a sort of an open farm day kind of thing, and send people to the various farms that participate. And I'm kind of thinking that those would be the same farms that are going to be in the brochure.
Yeah.
So if you could get in touch with whoever's in charge of the Farm Day portion of the 250. Joe, do you happen to know offhand who's in charge of that portion of it? The
farm parade itself?
No. What weekend is that going to be, Bert?
October.
It's I think it's September.
Try to do it in conjunction with other events that have.
Yeah, it's in conjunction with the pumpkin the
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin Festival, which I want to say is September 26th, something like that. Hang on a sec, if I can find it.
But I think if you go online to the Southwick 250, you'll be able to find out who is in charge of each one of the events. And I know Marcus is in charge of the parade, but he told us to go online and to fill out the form there.
Yeah.
I think that,
Yeah, the Pumpkin Festival is September 26th, yes. And it just says the committee is in charge of it, but I'll see if I can find a person to talk to.
There's an events committee that's in charge of it. It's
Yeah.
20 people,
the events committee.
events committee.
And that's a sort of a subset of the 250th committee, right? Jim Putnam's committee, so to speak.
Correct.
Yeah.
I can ask them on Facebook to find out who the contact for the parade would be. Or the Pumpkin Festival.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Everything kind of goes through Jim Putnam.
Yeah.
That's probably the cleanest way right now, because they're not meeting, they're not having meetings. Jim would probably be the easiest, the most simple way.
Okay. Thank you, Joe.
Yep.
All right, good. Okay. I think our only other thing is the community garden. Some of the folks in no-till plots are already over there, starting to work. There's several, and Jean knows there's only about 4 or 5 plots rented so far. I haven't rented my own yet, even. Tammy, are you still planning on having some plots, or is that kind of on hold?
Yeah, my work. But right now we're on layoff, but I could still get it started, I guess. And
Yep. Okay. There's some maintenance that needs to be done over there. There are at least 3 or 4 of the fence posts that have broken. I guess rotted through, and maybe they got a little help from who knows who, but there's definitely some work that needs to be done, and all the gates need to be rebuilt too. They're not in good shape. So probably have some kind of a work day. I'm doing a few little sort of temporary things, but more work is needed. And then 2, in terms of getting, most of the community garden tilled, which most of it still does need to be tilled. I'm having trouble getting anybody to do that. I tried, at previous meetings, we said maybe Dana Way, who's a neighbor, he doesn't have equipment to do that. I talked to Art Cannell yesterday. He doesn't even have a tiller, and also his tractor's broken down. So I don't know, does anybody have any other thoughts? I haven't been in touch with Lenita, and I'm kind of hesitant.
She's been Lenita's starting to plant all her fields. I saw her out in our field yesterday.
Yeah, I know. So.
Who did it last year, Bert? Who tilled it last year?
Nobody did it in the fall. In the spring, Lenita did it, I believe.
Lenita did it.
Yeah, and Kevin Solek has done it in the past, but I don't know. He's
I can text Lenita to ask her if she can, or if she'll have Mark do it or something, or if she has someone else to recommend.
That would be fantastic. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Now, what about Diana? Is she still involved with this commission?
She's been posting a lot to our Facebook page. I see that.
Because she lives right up from the garden.
Yeah. Last I knew, she didn't have equipment either.
Okay.
We could try her though.
All right, I can ask her too. And then we have one. It's not a huge one, but I can see if my husband's able to do it. It'd have to be on the weekends though, because he's still working.
That's okay.
Pretty dense. Yeah. They're pretty dense soils, so it has to be big enough, to be able to get through them.
Can you get a tractor in there?
Yeah, especially if we're going to read.
Sorry.
I'm gonna get.
Yeah. One of the gates is about 6 or 7 feet wide. Some of if the equipment is bigger than that, we can actually take down a section of the fence. It's not really that hard to do.
Where is it? The garden.
It's at the Sofinowski Preserve on Mort Vining Road. It's 155 Mort Vining Road.
Okay.
I could show you quick on the map if you want, Ron.
Okay.
But do you have tilling equipment, Ron?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy one for my tractor. I've got a hand tiller, but I'm gonna buy a big one, a 6
You see
foot.
this?
Oh.
See this green patch right over here? Can you see where I'm pointing to
Where?
on the map?
I don't see where you're pointing.
There,
Oh, down there?
that green patch.
Yeah, that's Sofinowski's.
I'll take you up there. I know where it is.
Yeah, that's not far from my house.
It's not.
Yeah. And whenever, if you feel you can do it, or Tammy, just let me know.
When
I
do
can meet
want
you over
to-
there and help with the fence or whatever. Another thing, as Dennis mentioned, the soil's pretty dense and it's also very overgrown with weeds from last fall. So
Yeah, you're gonna need a good.
just a kind of FYI, it's going to
I don't
be
know.
a little tough going.
Our tiller might not be strong enough to do that then, because usually we till after Lenita has somebody plow our field.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
When do you need it done by?
As soon as possible, Dan. I think the ground's dry enough. Do you think it's dry enough, Bert, to do it?
Yes. Yeah.
It is.
And obviously, I'm all seeing a lot of the farms in town are getting going. So if they think it's good, then it's probably good.
I'll let you know.
Right.
Okay. Very good.
I gotta see who's coming in.
Did you already get one?
Yeah, I ordered.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll be your sort of maiden voyage, so to speak.
Yeah.
Just a question about the gates. Did you say that had to be rebuilt eventually, Bert?
Yeah, because they're pretty flimsy.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think I remember. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
since we have to rebuild them at some point, would it be recommendable to possibly make it bigger so that someone with a tractor can get in more easily? I mean, right now it seems like a little bit of a maneuver to have to move things around to open it up enough, but if we have to change it
Yeah.
anyways, can we make the next gate a little bit wider somehow for someone to get in with
Yeah,
equipment easily, like in and out? That way it's not, too much of an
Yeah.
ordeal.
I've had that thought too, especially the gate that's on the south side near the compost bins. That's already,
Right.
I think, about 7 feet wide. And if we could make that 12 feet wide,
Yeah.
the equipment Lenita brought in last time was 11 feet wide. The tiller was 11 feet wide. So, yeah, definitely if we could figure out a way to make that gate wider, that would make life easier, obviously.
Right, yeah, and that way people who have the equipment also can just be in and out pretty quickly, for.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, another thing, I'll go over probably tomorrow and try the pump. Try priming the pump and see if that's in working order, and if not, get in touch with Richie Reed, see if he can tune it up for us again if it needs it.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is a pretty brief meeting, nice and short and sweet. Very good. Anybody else have anything else they want to bring up?
I see Jack saying that Brett's trying to call in, but I don't see him.
Yeah, he just hung up. He said,
I don't see him on here. Oh, no. Well, we'll work out the bugs, you know. We didn't expect everything to be perfect,
Yeah.
but I think this is going to work out fine. We could have more meetings and it'd be easier for everybody to fit at home.
Sure. And especially if we can do them, you know, this time of day or sometime, you know, other than evening, you know, that, I think that'd be nice. It would for me anyway. Yeah, I've been on a bunch of Zoom calls lately and GoToMeeting calls, and everybody's kind of going through the same thing. You know, the first couple of times you do it, there's a lot of glitches and people aren't sure how to get on, and or maybe they don't have, you know, the right equipment or whatever. But then after a couple of times, you kind of settle in, and it's much easier, you know. So we'll probably be in the same boat. Yeah, I think, in fact, I was saying on an earlier meeting that I think the entire world has moved onto Zoom at this point.
Probably at this point, yeah, it's everywhere. Yeah, I hadn't even heard of Zoom prior to all of this. Honestly, we use Skype at my office, but I guess Zoom is the way to go now.
Yeah, because Zoom protects HIPAA laws.
Oh, does it? Is that?
What was that, Tammy? Sorry.
Zoom protects HIPAA, so it follows all the HIPAA rules, so you can have more, I guess, more conferences that way, and it kind of filters out.
Oh, I did not know that. There you go.
I guess there's some Zoom bombing that's been going on. People going around with it, but we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. I think one way, I don't know, I've heard that one way is if you require a password, that tends to thwart people that are trying to hijack your meeting. I don't know if you want to go that route, but
that's up to you.
Yeah. Yeah. So
you tell me if you have any suggestions, and we'll make sure it happens.
Is the account that we're using now, Dennis, through Town Hall? Like when you're the host or hosting it, is it through Town Hall's account or how?
No, well, yeah, the select board did get an account from Town Hall. That's why we're able to use all the features on it. I'm not sure how many licenses they bought, but we've got one of them. 10. I've got one of them, so I'm able to host, and I can make somebody a co-host. Like next time, if Bert can get on the video, we'll make him a co-host, and he can chair the meeting from the middle.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah, I'll definitely get on next time. Again, apologies for.
No big deal.
For my computer issues.
It was so good to be able to talk to everybody and touch base with all of you. I hope everyone's doing okay.
Yeah, for sure.
So you should do a roll call vote when you make a motion to adjourn.
Okay. Well, I'll make that motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Who did that? You got to say your name.
Tammy.
Okay.
Okay. And let's see. What's my list here? So let's see. Lena's not here. Diana's not here. Marissa?
Aye. Yeah, I'll say aye.
It's all in favor. Yep.
And let's see. Brett's not on. Tammy?
Aye.
Yeah. Zach, you still here?
Aye.
Okay. And Ron, are you still here?
Yep.
And I'm I.
And Dan is also here.
Oh, Dan, sorry.
Aye.
And Dennis I. Dennis I.
I guess I'm getting a kind of a chuckle that our only official vote of this meeting was to adjourn. But you know. Okay, well, thanks very much for everybody for joining. Joe, especially you, I would say.
Just one thing, Bert. Adjournment time is 5:13, right?
5:13. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sorry.
Okay, good. That's okay. And I'll get back in touch if I can get in touch with Ron Hall. I'll get back in touch with everybody in terms of when our next meeting might be, assuming it's before our next regular meeting.
Okay, and I'll let you know what Lenita says about tilling.
Very good.
Sounds good.
Stay healthy, everybody.
Okay.
All right.
Enjoy
Happy
the
Easter.
sunshine.
Happy
Thank
Easter.
you. Have a great day. Stay safe.
Bye, everybody.
Okay. Be well. Bye-bye.